Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. We get together on a bi-weekly or so basis, and we talk about a movie from the 1980s. I am one of your hosts. I am Jamie Lorello, and on the other side of things, down under. I can't do the accent a second time. I'm not cut out for that kind of thing. Maybe. No, this is a real. Anyway, it's DP McCambridge.
So you went Scottish. You tried to figure out what geographically is the farthest point on the planet from Australia, and you're like, I don't know, maybe Scotland, I guess.
I'm gonna try it. There we go.
I think you almost said this is a real movie, and I think I completely agree with you in that, not that Crocodile Dundee was not a real movie, but the accent in Crocodile Dundee, I could not get over it. And maybe it's just the juxtaposition between he and all the New Yorkers and everything. This, honestly, barely noticed anyone had an accent in this movie, except for the fact that things they say were kind of tough to understand at times.
Yes, I was going to say, it took me a minute to get into it. I was like, if this is how this is going to go, I'm not going to understand half this movie because I don't know what they're saying. And they definitely use like interesting jargon, and slang that I was like, what does that mean? I've never blown a joint before, but I've smoked a joint before.
Yeah,
but
the fact that he says blow a joint and the harder drugs are referred to as take a hit, I'm like, I think you have these two things swapped. I understand that you're down
we need
under.
To sit down and talk about maybe things are
summer,
reversed.
Right? Yeah, your summer is our winter and vice versa. I get it, but I don't know if that extends to drug terminology.
It might.
Because when he said a hit, I was like, she seems very concerned about what he's doing, and I have no idea what he was. I assume it was cocaine, and then maybe it extended beyond that to.
I think it must have
Heroin by the. I don't know. He's dead, right?
Yeah,
because that was unclear too.
Yeah, he dies.
Right. Not that it was unclear. I enjoyed the little fire they made and the ceremony with his surfboard.
Yeah, was that not clear when they did all that?
It was more clear then, but when the ambulance was there, they just put an oxygen mask on this kid and put him in the back, and I was like, because he was looking, he's okay.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. Right. Is he? I know.
No, it was pretty clear when they had their ceremony.
Yeah, I thought you were still confused then.
That would be something. No, we're. See, a lot of times I will say things like, guys, use context clues and you can figure out what we're talking about.
Oh,
but
this will be a tough one to figure out.
I have a feeling, especially for our American audience. I understand that we have a few people that listen in Australia. Oh. But for the American audience here, a movie called Puberty Blues.
Oh, and a song to boot.
A song that just says Puberty Blues.
Over and over again.
For the first 3 minutes.
I was like, what came first, the song or the movie?
I'll tell you what came first, Jamie. This movie is from 1981, based on a novel from 1979. And a TV series, an Australian TV series, 2012 to 2014.
Well, they really went for it, huh?
They really went for it. And I was kind of interested. I was looking up the TV series because I'm like, I wonder what they did with this, if it's multiple episodes. The biggest negative I read is that the parents get storylines.
And people didn't love that.
Yeah, and I think that's something with a lot of these, well,
I kind of like the one girl's parent, the one single mom there that was like, going to a pottery class, guys. See you later.
And when she did that, I was like, did she come home to tell them she went to a pottery class? Because it didn't seem like she was in the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is, I think, and I don't mean to make any assumptions, I would assume that if you are an Australian, of a certain age, this may have been a pretty big movie for you.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you were maybe a young preteen,
Yeah, if
something
you
like
were
that,
doing the
in the
Puberty
early
Blues.
80s.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
The
Didn't you
Puberty
say
Blues.
that you read that it was used for the sex ed classes? Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I don't want to trust anything that some rando posts on IMDb, but that's what I saw. But then when I watched this, I'm like, how is this used? Are you just showing them the whole movie, being like, all right, kids, let's forget a lot of the drug stuff and the drinking. Let's focus on the sex stuff.
See what sex can lead to? See
Which-
what surfers want to do? Mm.
Yeah. See what those floppy haired Australian surfers want to do. I have this problem with movies a lot, Jamie, because when we talk about movies in the 80s, the cast aren't all that diverse. I could not tell one of these dudes from another one.
Oh, yeah.
These guys just blended
They
into
did.
a curly
Some
haired
of them were
mess.
shorter, some of them were taller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, isn't this the same when she was dating the new guy? I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't he
They're
the same guy?
guy. I'm like, get a different haircut or something.
Well, they're
dye
surfers,
one
you
of
know.
these dudes' hair.
Oh,
I
there was
guess.
the dark-haired guy. There's the dark-haired guy with the big almond eyes. He's a
Oh.
little stander-outer.
All right. Yeah, he
Yeah,
stands
almond
out. There's a blonde who has straight hair. He was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
easy to
He's
differentiate.
the girl. He's the boyfriend of her girl, of her friend, right? Or the
I don't
hookup
know.
partner.
I have no idea. This seems to
don't
be a
remember
group of
that.
like 5 people where they just swap partners around. That's
Yeah,
kind of what
that's
it
how I guess
felt like.
certain groups in high school did this. Again, this is not reminiscent at all of my high school.
No.
My high school experience.
Yeah, I think that I was about to say you'd be hard pressed to find people our age that had this same experience, but with a few differences, I'm sure that there were people even in the mid '90s that had this same type of experience. But
Yeah.
no, I didn't know there wasn't a dude pulling into the parking lot at my high school with a clear sex van. There's
Yeah,
that
that's
I've
risque.
never seen one in the wild, and I would be as shocked as this girl's mother is to look
Yeah.
in these windows.
I did like how she was peeking in.
It's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So let's very quickly, before we get into this movie, which stars a bunch of people that we have not seen before,
Well, how could we?
I want to talk about this director,
Oh, okay.
Bruce Beresfield. First of all, still working today, still doing stuff. 2025 is on his IMDb.
Great.
He directed some movies that we actually might get into. There's a movie, I remember watching these previews, Her Alibi. Does that even,
yeah.
with Tom Selleck,
Yeah.
where he's protecting like Paulina Poroskova or something?
Yeah.
I remember when I was young watching that and being like, oh, this looks like a sexy, funny movie that adults would be into. It's probably horrible. But he directed that. He directed the movie Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones in the 90s.
Okay.
And director of Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, look at this
Yeah.
guy.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, he sort of did the Hollywood thing, and now it seems that he's back in Australia doing work down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this movie is written by Margaret Kelly and 2 other women.
Yes, you can
Based-
tell it's a very women
Yes.
forward. Yeah.
Based
which I
on a
appreciate.
book that was written by 2
By a-
of those women.
Yeah.
Not
that's
a
great.
woman. It's very rare that you see a book, like a work of fiction that's written by more than one person, but this was written by 2 ladies.
We'll partner up
Yeah.
I did appreciate that very much so about this movie. It was definitely the female perspective, which
Oh, yeah.
in American films we got a lot in the 80s. We got a lot of the male perspective of teenage years.
Oh, yeah.
So I very much appreciated the feminine vibe here.
Sure. Yeah, there was a lot of I mean this had me thinking back to our very first episode on Little Darlings.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was less serious than this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tonally it felt somewhat similar.
Yeah, let me start off by saying
Mm-hmm.
that I was a little thrown off by this how kind of serious and traumatic at times this movie
Oh, yeah.
was. I think I was expecting a little more of a goofy sort of silly, I don't know. I think that's what I was expecting. And I almost after it, I was like, whew, that felt really heavy. I almost think we should have watched the movie about the dingo eating the baby.
Yes.
I think that would have felt less intense. And I have to say, also lots of times when we both watch these movies, you'll be
Yeah.
thinking, oh, what is, Lorello thinking about this movie? And I was like, is this hard for you to watch, having, teenage and daughters yourself, and daughters who, like, I don't know, because it hit me in a way that I was like,
there
at times. I mean,
there were moments, because
Yeah.
it's a movie that if I'm gonna give this movie a big critique, it's a movie that's trying to do too much. Like there's too much happening in this movie, where it feels like, for something that is less than an hour and a half, I very rarely
So
say
much.
movies should
So
be
much
longer. But there were
happens.
things where I'm like, I don't know how much time has passed. This guy's just smoking a joint. Now he's overdosing. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
long has she not been having her period? How long
Yeah,
after she
yeah.
gets it? Is anything else in this movie happening?
So many, it's all so layered. That's why I could see it being in the sex ed class, because it deals with all the different
Yeah.
things that you could possibly deal with.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster of crazy emotions.
Of emotions, for me,
in a
for
movie
sure.
that I was like, oh, this is going to be a silly movie about girls
Me
that want to
too.
surf.
Me too. I was not ready for what we got. Now, I didn't say I didn't like it, but I was just saying that it came at me as a little like, whew, okay.
That is often refreshing, but sometimes like uncomfortably surprising.
Yes,
Like,
that's exactly how I would say how I felt after
and
the
it
movie
doesn't
ended.
take too long. It was maybe like 20 minutes in where I was like, oh, it's this kind of movie. Like, at first, first of all, it takes a long time for anything to happen, for characters to talk.
Well, because we get
anything
to see,
go
I
on.
can't wait. We're going on vacation to Australia. When? Because this is a beautiful place. The beaches look beautiful. The outback and our Crocodile Dundee look beautiful. Like, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful in the towns, in the
yeah.
cities. I love how these people live close enough to a beach to walk to the beach, and they decide to go on vacation at another beach.
At a different beach, yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Why would you not go, I don't know, inland or something? But I don't know. I don't know how that
Well, she does
country
describe
works.
in the beginning, because it's kind of got this narration piece.
Yeah,
that
let's
happens
talk
throughout.
about, so let's just go through our main two characters. Debbie, or Deb, or whatever, Vickers, played by Neil. Sorry, Neil.
Or Noel?
No, it's Neil.
Okay.
These Australian names. Neil Schofield. And she still does things on occasion, had a bit of a career there. And then her friend, Sue, is played by Yad Capella. I think that's how you say her last name. And this Jad. This poor woman committed suicide in 2010.
Oh.
Yeah. And I read a couple of interviews with the girl who played Debbie. And she basically said, like, this woman was kind of devastated that she did not have an acting career. Like the thing that she was most famous for, kind of the only thing she did was when she was 16 years old, and it just never worked out for her. Plus she was diagnosed with some schizophrenia. Yeah, it didn't seem good for her. So not to put a bummer hat on a bummer of a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of surprising and pretty sad to find that out. So.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for
But you're
bringing that.
right, because we are introduced to our Puberty Blues theme song.
It sounds like that Melanie singer that sang, I got a brand new pair of roller skates.
Yep.
It kind of has that kind of vibe to it, and it's just over and over and over and over again.
Over and over.
Puberty.
Yes, to the point where I had to like concentrate and be like, are there other lyrics? Because I'm typing notes. I'm like, girls are walking on a beach, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, does she just keep saying Puberty Blues over and over and over again? And I think she does.
I think she does, over and over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. And another bit of criticism. I think I'm going to put a lot of praise on this movie, so I figured let's just front load it with some criticism.
Sure.
The voiceover. I did not like the voiceover because
it didn't feel like it fit.
No.
Right? Didn't it feel like it was? And when it first started, again, there was
that was fine
adjustment.
at the beginning because I'm just listening to some lady say Puberty Blues over and over again.
Right. Well, and sometimes it gave a little bit. Well, in the very beginning, it's telling us she's describing the different kinds of beaches and the different areas
Sure.
of the
Yes.
beaches and who hangs out where.
Uh-huh.
And this was where I was like trying to adjust to the accent for a minute. I was like, I have
It's
no
tough.
idea.
It was
So
tough.
maybe it was also the narrator's voice or accent that was tough. But two, it came, I don't know, maybe it wasn't consistent enough throughout.
It would come in sometimes as characters were talking, and I'm like, you can't do that with a voiceover, because I couldn't tell sometimes if she in the scene was saying these words
Yeah.
or if it was a voiceover. And also, it didn't matter. Like, it didn't give us any more information.
Mm-mm.
Like, if she had come on between scenes and was like, oh God, I don't even remember the guy's names, like, Denny really got into all this heroin, blah, blah, blah. I think that would have been helpful,
Mhm.
but it almost like the voiceover played in the middle of scenes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was very bizarre, and I felt unnecessary.
It was poor placement.
Poor placement. You're right.
Sometimes it hit some things home, like it was like, and that's how girls did their thing and growing up, and that's why, and it was
Yeah,
like, oh,
but do you need to, like, do
yeah,
we need to hear that? Like, we're watching girls do the things.
yeah.
Like, the only time I thought it was helpful was when we see, I believe, the saddest character in the movie. What was her name? Frida?
Frida.
Oh my God. That was helpful, because I would not have understood
What exactly was
anything that
happening?
was
Yeah.
happening, or her relationship to anything, or why certain girls, like, there were certain things that were said in this movie that made me so sad, when they were like, if you don't have a boyfriend, you either have to become a prude or
Yeah.
whatever Frida was. Whatever. But I was like, why are you talking shit on this woman who was basically just raped by 3 dudes?
Awful, awful
Terrible.
stuff for
Yeah.
Frida. Yeah.
That was a really rough part of this movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It was also rough when okay, let's get into it.
So we find out that we have we have our main characters, Debbie and her friend Sue.
Right. And
yeah.
they start out, it's like their journey into becoming popular girls.
Right.
And the narrator tells us, and then we know also that girls that are popular, not only in Australia, not only hang out at the beach, but they like to hang out at a certain part of the beach. I don't know. I didn't understand what part or
know.
what the name of the beach was.
Yeah.
But it was to be the cool girls, you hung out with the surfers and you dated
Right.
the surfers, right?
Yes.
There is one girl who, I guess this is the one that rode
Loved
the
it.
horse.
I loved it. Jamie, did you notice at the end of this movie she's on a
She's
horse
on the horse.
next to someone
Yes.
else on a horse? I was
Yeah.
like, she finally has a horse friend, and she uses it as a means of transportation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like her bike or her skateboard, because there's a great scene where they're just like walking down the street and she's on a horse.
On the horse, yeah. When they're walking to one of the parties, I think she's riding.
I found
her
it
horse to the party.
hilarious. I loved it. I was like, this is amazing. Because the boys aren't the only difficult ones to differentiate, because the girls are a little bit tough too. Because there's horse girl, there's a girl who has dreadlocks, and then the rest of them, I
and they
don't know. It's all
give them
interchangeable.
much. It's the two, Deb
Right.
and Sue,
Yes.
that are the main girls, and the other girls, they just are kind of bitchy, except for
Exactly.
Frida.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
just
but
kind
wait,
of.
you can't lump Frida into this crew.
No, and we hadn't met her yet either.
Right.
But their other girls, they're not even their friends, but they become their friends, I guess.
Yeah, but they're just like the popular girls. at
Yes, they're
school.
just popular girls.
Yeah.
I did appreciate now that everybody, the boys and the girls, even though they maybe all looked similar, they
Sure.
all looked normal looking.
Yes.
There was nobody that was like so beautiful or so hot, it was all very. I think in some ways that's what made the movie a little bit more like. I hate to use the word traumatic, but like more like
No,
because it felt like a real
Yeah.
thing. It
think
felt
that-
more real, I guess.
I think one thing I'm seeing in this podcast with all these teen movies we're watching is the beginning of the 80s and the end of the 80s feel so different.
Yes.
This is almost like the era where at the beginning, I don't want to say people were chosen or cast based on talent, but I think they were very interested in casting people that looked like real people. And then at some point in the 80s, at least in the United States, it was like, okay, let's look through a catalog and we'll pick the hottest people and put them in movies. And that's what you see now, like movies with a bunch of teens, whether it's a horror movie or a rom-com or whatever. These people are just like models pulled out of magazines. So it is nice. And it's not like these people are unattractive.
No, they're just normal looking.
They look like normal teenagers, or maybe late teens, early 20s. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them. Yes, some of the dudes. I agree. Some of the dudes, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't. It has a real 90210 feel to it.
Is he in the high school? Yeah.
Yeah. So we do find out that these girls are not popular, but they infiltrate the popular area of the beach.
Yes.
With the horse girl and the girl with dreadlocks and all the popular girls. But they're just, they might be kids and they might not be cool, but they're into boys because they're just like, look at Danny over there. Isn't Danny super hot? He's really hot, isn't he?
They watch him. They watch him surf. Yeah.
Look at these hunks surf. I love how the school bus system in Australia.
Oh, it's just everybody get on.
Get on, light up, and let's start fighting. Like it was a chaotic school bus ride.
Yeah. Well, and they're on the school bus too. They're trying to make it work for themselves on the school bus, trying to be friends with but these bitchy girls, man, are they bitches, right?
Oh yeah.
They throw apples at their heads. No, it didn't even look like an apple. What is that some kind of Australian fruit? I wanted to ask you.
I thought it was an apple, and then I was like, no, they seem to be afraid to eat the outside of it too.
Well,
and
then
they're
it was
passing it back and forth.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a fight with a pair, and then there's just pigtail pulling, which is a serious pigtail pulling fight.
So, and even the fight was well. So their fight, Deb goes at it, right? Deb fights one of the popular girls because she's throwing apple pears at her head, and of course it gets rowdy and on the bus. And I have never been in a girls' fight, but I was one time very, very close to one that had happened.
Okay.
And pulling hair is a thing girls do. When they fight, that's how they fight. I saw someone, and this was kind of a brilliant thing. And I told myself, if I ever get into a fight with a girl, this would be great. The girl, what was her name? Jennifer. I used to remember her name, and now I don't.
I think it's best to call her out on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to. She pulled the other girl's hoodie or shirt over her head.
Like a hockey fight.
Yes.
Hockey. Right, okay.
So, but not only could she not see, but now she was embarrassed because her shirt was pulled up. It was like, I was like, whoa.
Perfect.
What a move.
That's so really great.
Yeah. But
it's like if you get in a fight with lifeguards, you just pants them, and
yes, that's what happens, which was pretty great, also.
Wow,
that brawl that goes down there.
Yeah, if you are fighting with someone and they are wearing a shirt, to pull it up over their head,
pull it up
blinding
over their head.
them. It's a great. I don't want to give people tips on how to win a fight because I don't think I've ever won.
I'd rather you didn't fight.
Have I been in?
Yeah. Rather you didn't fight at all, but if you have to.
But it is a great fight because the nice thing about the beginning of this is we get very quickly, and I hate to compare this to something like Mean Girls. In Mean Girls, it takes Lindsay Lohan a little bit of time to ingratiate herself to the Mean Girls. But you see little bits of them finding their way into this group, and this fight is one thing where Sue's got her pigtails, not Sue, sorry, Debbie's got her pigtails, and the Mean Girl has hers, and they're like, all right, on 3, we'll both let go.
Well, because the bus driver breaks it up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But it's this nice bit of mutual respect. Okay, you know what? I think this probably would have been a draw if we kept going.
Yeah,
let's just give up together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is when they're taking a test. This school appears to just be tests. It's all tests.
Maybe it's exam time because it's close to summer, maybe? Or I guess our winter, their summer. That's what I wondered too, because it's a lot of test taking.
Yeah. I have never... table on here was something where I could have... I don't know. I could have used, if you're going to do voiceover, you got to let me know how much time is passing in here.
Oh, yeah. Or
I,
what
I,
time of
I
year
feel
we're
like it
in.
would have been helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're definitely nearing summer because they're having their beach days and they're wearing their, they're surfing and wearing their bikinis, but then they do have some rainy days, which happens in the summer, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, the test, it's almost like a,
It's like the SATs.
Yes,
almost.
yes,
Yeah.
because it's a big room of kids, all like a gymnasium almost filled with kids, not
Yeah.
necessarily a classroom. And there's like a proctor, and then there's another guy kind of making sure they're not cheating.
Oh.
But what a way to cheat!
They all appear to be cheating.
All of them. Some of them have the typical, stuck a note in their sleeve, but
Sure.
then the ladies, which I'd never seen, full answers on their upper thighs,
Great idea.
on their inner arm. Oh,
Great idea.
you see what's happening here?
Of course. Of course. Zim was like, Jamie's really got something to say about the
Cheating.
note taking, the cheating. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great idea. I mean, I thought it was fantastic. You're wearing those schoolgirl uniforms.
Yeah,
With
you
the
just kind of,
skirts,
and
we
it's
pull it
kind of,
up.
if the teacher's looking at you, like, what are you looking at? I'm just
Yeah.
touching my thigh. Yeah,
Hey, you weird pervert. I'm
Yeah.
not like, what are you checking out
But
there?
the
You
cheating-
weirdy beardy.
You weirdy beardy. The cheating gets a little over, so it's not just personal cheating, reading notes that you wrote on your body. It's like then they start to whisper to each other.
Well,
it's a
it's because
history
the-
test
it's-
of some kind, right?
It's because these dipshit dudes don't know how to cheat on their own, and they just have
Yeah.
to ask the girls next to them what the answers are. They would have been totally fine. When I was in high school once, I was sitting behind a guy, and before the test, he was like, he showed me, he had a cheat sheet in his hand, and he was like, I'm totally going to cheat on this, because, he knew I wasn't going to say anything. And so the teacher starts walking around the room, and he panics, and there was a file cabinet right near us, and he threw it behind the file cabinet, and then the teacher walked by, and he was like, oh no.
Oh, yeah, now he doesn't even have
no
it. Yeah.
answers. Yes.
He screwed
Yeah,
himself.
I thought that was great. But yeah, they're getting away with it fine until these dudes start asking them for the answers. And
Yes.
then Danny, Sue, Debbie, and another guy who just looks like Danny,
Yeah.
they are called into the principal's office.
And the principal's disappointed in all of them.
Yeah.
He expected more. He believes they can do it. Why would they be cheating? And it gives them, and they don't know what's going to happen. They're like,
Right.
we're going to get kicked out.
They were
What's going to
expelled,
happen?
Whatever. Right.
2 weeks of detention is what they got. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I kind of needed more from the principal to flesh out these characters where he would be like, Denny, I expect this from you and other Denny here, but you girls, you've been great students. But he doesn't really say that, so we don't really know what the relationship is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand
Yeah.
that they're just classmates, but I don't. Are the two of them good students? Probably not, because they're trying to cheat. I don't know. It's not like, oh, these girls were total nerds and now they're cool,
Right.
but they are totally cool now, because how
Oh,
can
yeah.
these dudes cheat? Like, even the girls that are smoking around the side are like, hey, come on over
Yeah.
here, join us.
They're
Like,
cool
come
now.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And
get it. This
that's
is
all
their
good.
in.
Yeah.
This
And
is their
it's
in.
pretty great, because the very next scene is the one where the
Smoking
cool
in
girls.
the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, is that the? Oh yeah, smoking in the bathroom. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead too much. Yeah, smoking. Yeah, you're right. They get they get invited
Yeah.
into the smoking in the bathroom. And I love how they tell. I guess she's an underclassman to just like watch the door.
Oh yeah, she's definitely younger than the rest of them, and they send her off to watch the door, and they all kind of stand on the toilets and smoke and to have their time. Well, another thing I did not do in high school, I was not
No,
a smoker of cigarettes in the bathroom.
there was like a smoking bathroom. Not. I mean, it
Was
wasn't. It wasn't like.
In your school?
Right. It wasn't like a sanctioned smoking bathroom, but there was like a bathroom that was a
Yeah,
little bit
that
far
you knew.
away.
Yeah.
When you get near it, it smelled like smoke. And I got to tell you, maybe it's because I'm a big wuss. I never went in that bathroom.
You're like,
Like,
I don't
I
even
was
want to.
afraid.
Yeah.
I didn't know what would happen to me if I walked in there. I knew one thing I knew is that the cool kids weren't going to be like, "Hey, Doug, come on, join us for a cigarette in the stall." I knew that wasn't going to happen.
What a gross thing when you think about it. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But a teacher does come,
Yeah.
and instantly they're packing mints into their mouths and putting out cigarettes and spraying perfume and
This is the point in the movie where I'm like, oh, this is fun. It feels like Greece. Like, it feels like an Australian Greece at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, we're smoking in the bathroom. We're getting one over on these shitty teachers and everything like that. And I'm like, all right, great. When are these girls going to start surfing? It didn't
now
become
they
that
go to
movie.
dance class.
They go to
Now
ballet class?
I don't know if this was ballet. It was like some kind of
Okay.
jazz. I don't know what it was. You have dancers in your home. Maybe you know better than me.
I don't know.
It was
It
some
looked-
kind of coordinated hip move. Hip. Stretch your arms.
We're
and
in
hip.
this class multiple times in
Yeah.
this movie.
This is what the girls do. The
Yeah.
girls take dance class.
This class gets almost as much attention as the surfing in this surfing movie. And I love how one of the girls that they're hanging out with is just bragging about the amount of hickeys that she has.
Is this the one that gets all the promise rings and throws
Yes.
them away? Or
Yep, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new promise ring. Oh, what's that, 9 for you now?
Yeah.
It's 9, yeah. Because she's dating Danny. I can't get the politics of this straight, but I think
then
she
they
is.
break up at some point, right? And she,
Jamie, if I ever told you there was a girl in my elementary school. Now, there was no middle school where I went. There weren't enough people to justify a building. In 6th grade, this girl got a hickey, and it was the talk of the school. No one had gotten a hickey. I didn't even know what it was. Like, I had no idea what people were talking about. And I always found this kind of funny. She was also the first girl to get pregnant in high school. Like, it was like telegraphed from her 6th grade hickey.
Yeah.
Yeah. She seems to be doing fine now.
Oh, good.
Here
Well,
on
I'm glad to
Facebook.
hear that. All right, good.
That's all.
She's got a nice little family now.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yeah. And I'm a little bit jealous because I'm like, man, her kid's like 35 years old now.
Yeah, she's all
Out
good.
of the house, like,
Yeah.
on her own. So yeah, so they're really in. Like, they are they're friends with these girls now, and this is when we get the smallest taste of their home life. Debbie's mom and dad, they seem maybe a little more well off.
Oh wait!
Especially
Before
when
we
Danny
get a
shows
taste
up,
of the
but,
home
yeah, go
life,
ahead.
wait!
Okay.
Before I
Yes.
just looking at my notes, there's this weird meeting
Oh,
that they all
yeah, that's
have
what.
under the tree.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Where
We
this
see
is
their
when-
we see their family real quick, and then they leave.
Okay.
Because they're meeting the cool girls and a girl who just rides a horse around.
Yeah. It's cool.
She's
she
the
rides a
coolest of the.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Deb. This girl's way cooler. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need to know the whole deal with this horse. But yes, they're like, hey, come hang out with us. It'll be awesome. And I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh no, you don't go to a second location with cool girls. Like, they're going to beat them up or
Yeah.
something. Like, I was immediately like, oh no, this is going to be really bad for these two girls. They were pretending to be their friends in the bathroom and all
Now they're
this
gonna
stuff.
get hazed or something. Yeah.
But no, because I don't know what this is. I don't really know what's going on where they just paired Debbie up with, is it Danny?
The sex guy, right? The guy that
Yeah.
drives a sex
Is the
car.
sex guy Danny?
I think so.
Is
I
Danny
think
the
so.
sex van? Okay.
Yes. And they're basically like, these dudes are waiting under the tree and they're like, yeah, she's the one. And he's like, all right. And he just stands and he's like, hi.
Oh, it's
Do you want to go
Bruce.
out?
It's
Oh,
Bruce.
so he
Danny's
wrote it
the
down.
second guy.
Oh, Danny's the OD
Danny's
guy.
Danny's
Okay.
the OD guy.
Bruce.
At this point, Danny is busy giving hickeys to that other girl.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. And they break
Right.
up and then
But this is weird.
Yeah, it's very
This
weird.
is very strange.
yeah, he just comes right up to her, stands near her, and everyone's watching the whole time. And he says to her, like, I think he Does he even ask her out at first? He kisses her
He
first.
kisses her first. Yes.
And then everyone oohs and ahs, and
Uh-huh.
then she's like, "Okay, I liked it." And then he takes his gum out of his mouth and
Yes.
kisses her again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he says, "All right, you want to go out?" And she's like, sure." And then they
Yeah.
walk away.
They just walk off.
I guess to go do it. I don't know,
Is
but then they
this
don't
what-
do it there.
No, they don't do it because the drive-in is the big doing it scene.
Mm-hmm.
Is this how anything works with anyone? Is this how, again, not my high school experience,
Again, not
being
mine either.
led into the woods to a random person who's standing there going, "So you watched me surf and helped me cheat, so I guess we're an item now?"
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. Really moving fast. I love it.
This is
There's
how we
something-
move. This
there's
is how,
something about
this
where
is
I'm like,
how
this
high
is
school
great.
works. You know? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, and then they go.
Oh, there is a funny scene right after this, where the girls, they're now in the group. They're now in the beach group.
Yes.
And just some funny things, because this is where they're talking about the friendship rings, but Sue and Debbie walk up and they're like, "It's so hot out here, we're just melting our tits off."
Oh, yeah.
That's a great line. And then we just watch dudes surf in slow-mo.
Slow-mo
So
dudes
much
surfing.
slow-mo
Yeah.
surfing in this.
I guess
Where
if
I'm
you're
like,
into
"Can we
surfing,
just-
you're into
let's
it."
move this story along.
I know.
Let's get to, like, maybe that's it. The movie couldn't have been longer, but you could have filled these slow-mo surf scenes with character interactions.
No, it's just getting maybe feeling the vibe of what they had going, because it's the girls laying out and flipping over and yeah, chatting a bit, and then the boys just surfing. And then the boys, when they're done surfing, they're such dicks.
Such dicks. I could not believe this, because she's getting scolded by her new main squeeze for not watching
Yeah, he
him?
comes out, he's like, "You weren't even watching me." And she's like, "I was." And her friends are like, "She was." And then he's like, "Well, I'm hungry." And she's like, "All right, I'll get something to eat." And they all kind of toss an order at her. And then this is where the
Voiceover.
I thought the voiceover was kind of fun, where it was like, "Yeah, and that's girls didn't eat, and girls were hungry, and your tummy rumbled, but you weren't supposed to eat, and you weren't supposed to go pee, and you just were hungry with a full bladder."
Yeah. And she even said something like, "The last thing those boys want to see is us shoving a hot dog in our mouths." And I was like, actually, they might like to see.
They probably would.
It actually might actually give them some ideas, so maybe not.
Oh, yeah, true.
But yeah, that is honestly, I think, the one time where the voiceover was helpful. During their next dance class,
another dance class,
the hickey girl mentions that she's been dumped by Danny, which means that he's free. And Debbie, who just got together with this Bruce dude, is like, "Yeah, I think I can juggle two guys. I think I can figure this out." Like, what is happening? You've been a cool girl for what, 24 hours?
And already you're jumping into double dip dating? That's crazy. Yeah. That's what she's into.
Again, another sort of Grease thing, and I don't know, maybe they did this in Grease, maybe they didn't, like the sneaking into the drive-in, like
where they
stand
they're
under a
high.
blanket.
At first, I was like, "What's going on?" Because the two girls are having a conversation under a blanket, and I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
But they are hiding in the back of his. It's more than a station wagon. I mean, it's literally
more than a
sex
station
van,
wagon,
but it's not
and
quite
less
a van.
than a van.
And it's almost like a hearse in some ways, but it's not.
It's
an
almost
interesting
like
car.
a hearse and a van had sex, and this was the result. Because the interior shots are great. When they're having sex, this looks so big, but anytime it shows the exterior, I was like, that's not large enough for two people to lay down in.
To totally lay down. Well, and it's not. He gets very uncomfortable really fast. So
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
they do get to sneak in, and
Yes.
like you had mentioned earlier, it's just a big group of them. It's what, 6 of them in the one car, maybe, right?
There are 6 because, all right, the logistics of this is great because the girls are hiding in the back. There's just dudes up front. Then they switch. So Debbie and Bruce go into the back to have sex, and then they line the other 4 of them up in the front and put a little curtain behind them so they don't see
But I like it. At one point, Sue can hear, and she turns around. And she's like, "Oh."
She seems concerned.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, because the sounds don't sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks terribly uncomfortable. What's happening in the back?
Yes.
This is where I was like, "Oh, this is our movie." Okay.
Yep.
Because it's a very awkward sex scene. Yeah. And he hurries along and gets naked. She hurries along and gets naked. She clearly when they're getting snuck in, she says to Sue, "What is it like to get screwed?" And Sue's like, "Well, I don't think Sue knows either, right?"
Sue's response is amazing because apparently, I guess Sue has had sex before, and that's why she's asking her this. Like how Debbie's like, "Sue, what do I do?" And Sue goes, "You just lay there." Like,
yeah,
you just lay there.
I guess in high school, that's
great advice, Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something fun. I think that this is, especially compared to things that happen later, this is relatively innocent enough. I guess Bruce has some experience, maybe, but it just feels like
Bruce has a toolbox full of condoms.
You're right, but I feel like that's just the van's condoms. I almost feel like that's the van being like, kids, if we're going to do this, have safe
This is
sex.
what we got to do.
Yeah. Yes. But it feels like two kids that don't really know what they're doing.
And they don't.
Trying to do this. And it all goes wrong. Sex doesn't happen. Like, because I love it when he gets up and he's putting his shirt back on. She's like, "So are we done? Like, is that
it?
Work?"
She literally says, "Was that it?"
Yes.
And he's just like, he bumps his head in part of it, like
it's a lot of him.
Are low.
Yeah, it's a lot of him saying Christ and bumping his head a lot and being very annoyed by all of this.
At one point, she says to Sue later, like, "I think there's something wrong with me. Like, he couldn't even get his penis in me, essentially." Yes. And they try again to have sex.
That's when they're at the arcade, because there's several places. This movie either takes place on a beach.
Right.
I think we're done with school, honestly, or in an arcade or at their homes. I don't know where half these parties are taking place in this movie, too. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Before we talk, can we also talk about Bruce's leopard print panties that he's wearing?
Of course. I think that's standard issue at all private schools.
I guess so. I mean,
all Australian schools. It's part of the uniform that they have to wear.
I guess so. Like that awkward lifeguard hat that they have to wear. Makes them look like ding-dongs on the beach. Right?
I really was like, nobody can take you seriously, right?
No, I was like, are these real lifeguards? Because I don't want them saving my life. Anyway, let me see if there was any other.
No, because then
he couldn't get it out.
Yeah. That's what she says. He couldn't get it in. I think there's a problem. And Sue's really supportive, and Sue's like, "No, it's all right. You'll be fine." Yeah. Sue almost seems like someone who. And I'm not saying this because she's blonde and better looking than Debbie, but she seems like somebody who probably could have been one of the cool girls, or maybe was one of the cool girls, or maybe they were all friends when they were younger. I don't need those information, but I would have kind of liked some of this information.
Maybe it's in the book. Read the book. I don't know.
I hate to, I'm not going to ruin my recommendation. I bet the book is great.
Yeah,
I have problems with this movie, but I'll bet the book is great.
I agree. I bet it's a great book for anybody for a girl going through. I bet it's better than Are You There, God? It's Me. It's the next level. Like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is like for the 12 to 13-year-olds, and this is for like the 14 to 17-year-olds. You know?
Yeah. When you're done with Are You There, God? You're like, what's fucking all about? Then you can read this.
Then you read Puberty Blues.
Right.
She goes. Go ahead.
I was going to talk about her parents, because now we really get into Debbie's home life.
Yes, and I love it.
A little bit with her parents.
Debbie's at home and she's making a list of she's a moody teenager, first of all, and she's making a list on the paper of things she's going to talk to Bruce about, because she doesn't want to mess things up with him, I guess. So it's like, awesome. Ask him about how surfing was is the first thing. And we get to see she's got a little sister who's very. The sister doesn't have many lines, but I do too.
Every one of the little sister's lines is killer. This is a single word line. She's fighting with her mother, and she goes, "Everybody hates me," and her sister just goes, "Yep." was like, that's amazing. And I really was like, I hope that's the only line this girl has in this whole thing.
No,
but
later she has another line.
Lines, it's so great.
Yeah. No. Yeah, so she's a typical teenager having pity parties for herself. Well, everybody hates me. Even later when the mother's like, this is a important moment for your father. He's buying a new car. And she's like, oh, she's so over it.
I have so many questions about the new car scene. Like, why is this a family trip?
It's exciting.
I guess.
Bruce calls. Oh, the phone rings. And I did enjoy this because I do remember like in back in those days when the phone rang and you were like, oh, it's for me. And you'd run for the phone, or if it was a boy or whatever. Anyway, so she gets the call. It's Bruce. Her mom's calling her to dinner. And she said, again, one of their like weird lines, my mom's cracking a mental. That's what she says when her mom's yelling for her for dinner. Oh.
I remember a girl calling me once and I was so weirdly embarrassed. I don't know why I was embarrassed about it. To where I got off the phone and my parents were like, who was that? And I lied and I just said it was one of my friends. And they're like, really? Really? I was so embarrassed. And I was just like, I was dying with that lie. I was like, yes, it was him. And then I just went to my room probably. Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird the things you think to lie about when you're a teenager.
Yeah. Like, it's weird that I remember that. Why do I remember that, Jamie? All the moments in my life, why is that still there?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's weird, right?
Yeah. But the next day, Bruce pulls up in his sex van.
I don't know why you're bringing this guy home to meet your mom and dad and you think it's a good idea, but she does. She does. He pulls up in his, and he, for all Bruce's, he is like, he tries to be as charming as he's like meets his mom. He's like, oh, gardening. Yeah. Hey, yeah, I get into gardening a bit. I like gardening. Yeah. But he is blown away by her wealth too.
Her dad is on one level. I don't understand the geography of this house. It's like 27 of the smallest rooms you've ever seen connected by tiny corridors. And her dad's just sitting there and they don't see him. He's just walking around. I wrote it down. He goes, oh, your old man must be loaded. Yeah. It's like a fucking mansion in here.
Yeah, he also doesn't curb his F-bombs or anything like that.
No. And until they have tea, because then they're sitting having tea, and he says, oh, my dad's back's fucked. I mean, he heard it.
Yeah. Well, then they get
kind of adorable. Like I thought it was very cute.
I thought so too, because he doesn't have any, like, he does it. He's just being himself with them,
exactly. Yes.
And she too. She's not like, oh, I know he's a bit much, mom and dad. She's just like, well, this is Bruce.
She's like, this is Bruce. Out. Is Bruce going to bum my dad's cigarettes? Of course he is.
Bruce is like, I have one of those. And the dad, more and more. First, the dad can hear from the start, like, oh God. And hears him coming up the stairs and is trying to act all like I'm reading a book and not paying attention to any of this. And so when they're sitting and having tea together, you could see even when she's like, Dad, do you want more tea? He's like, no, I don't want more tea. Deb.
Right? No, Deborah, I don't want more tea. He's great. He's great.
And the mom is like,
I love how the mom, she excuses herself to peep into this dude's van, and what she sees is a horror show.
She just sees like titty pictures hanging up and literally like a bumper sticker that says like, I love bumping or something like that. Like, and it's time for sex. Like literally, this is all over his car, and he doesn't try to hide it or deny
Holy
it
shit.
or anything.
Jamie, we haven't made a t-shirt for our podcast in years. I want to make a t-shirt. It's time for sex. And some Australian thing. I guess it's a kangaroo saying it. Who knows?
Yeah, you can have a koala bear. Yeah.
But it's great that she's looking, and then they come outside, and she's like, oh, I love those curtains in your van. And he's like, oh, yeah, my mom made them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he talks about his dad, he talks about how he's talking about how his dad's out of work, and they're kind of, I think Deborah's dad is definitely like, well, we know because as they leave, Deborah's dad is like, I don't know what she sees in him. And this is when the sister has her other great line, and she's like, I think he's an idiot.
Yeah, I reckon he's an idiot. Yeah. That sister rules.
Now they go. The next party
like
now is at
kids part, like not a kids party, but like it's just the same crew hanging out.
Is this at Sue's house?
They're at Sue's house. Yes.
Because Sue's mom is a single mom, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of groovy, like
a little more free and loose than Deb's home life. Let's say.
Yes. And so because they don't get drunk. That's later when they get drunk and they go back to. Oh, that's funny. All right, we're not there yet.
No.
Now we're at the makeup party, and the mom. Everyone is just making out. This is how it gets done, I guess. Which
it's
again,
a make out. There's.
Is that how things went?
I
don't
remember.
Like
Jamie, I feel like our high school experiences were very similar.
Yeah, we didn't.
Ladies weren't lined up around the block to go to make-out parties with me.
No, and I wasn't making out with dudes. That's for sure.
I wasn't showing up being like, so is this a make-out party, guys? Is this like where you go to make out? Nobody was telling me where they were.
9 promise rings? I didn't have any.
Were right. Yeah, if these were happening, I wasn't in the loop. Nobody let me know. Seems like fun, though.
Well, so there's this makeout party where all these couples are hooking up and making out. At one point, Sue's mom comes back in. So the group it's funny how when they hear her coming back in, they hide the beers. They're swallowing cigarettes.
There's beers. There's cigarettes. There's weed. There's everything.
Yeah, and everything. It's like real quick. Things are getting rolled up, and TV, and they're like they look like they're just watching a movie. And the mom's like, "Well, I'm going to pottery class now." As soon as she leaves, they get back in it. In the meantime, Deb had went to have sex with Bruce, and Bruce asked her to get the Vaseline, and she's like,
"It is very romantic the way he goes. Come on, let's go screw." I'm like, I don't.
Even she walks away like, okay,
yeah. He asked her to go get Vaseline.
And then it is funny.
Her friend's mom's
He goes, I saw it downstairs. So she goes, and it's funny because she's trying to figure out how to hide the thing of Vaseline, and she's checking her shirt. And then when she does finally decide, well, I'll just stick it under my armpit and walk around with it, then Sue's mom comes in and Deb drops the Vaseline at first, but nobody noticed. And then she goes.
It's really fun. Like it's just a great bit of comedy that is then it doesn't go the route of the van thing, but you get a little bit of that because she's like, I don't know, it's a little bit too big.
She says there's no hope. It's too big.
Great.
And I'm like, wow.
Oh, wow.
Surfer Bruce there's packing one, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And also to have these frank and honest conversations as high school kids with each other.
Again, I didn't have these experiences in high school.
Sure.
But I would assume in high school, you are still a kid. So kids say the darndest things. Like, you're just going to be frank and honest and sometimes blunt and stupid and sometimes unromantic. There's at the one point, the narrator says, like, we wanted the boys to talk to us like we saw. That's right before he says, let's go screw. The narrator comes on again.
The narrator is Debbie.
Yes.
Okay. Wait.
But the narrator.
I was like, did you think that was a different person?
No.
Okay.
But like the narrator comes on and says, like, we wanted them to talk to us like we saw in the movies with all romance and that, but they didn't.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't because they're high school boys.
Right.
And even her reaction, like, well, it's too big. It's no hope. We're giggling about it now because it's kind of a funny thing. Oh, yeah. But in reality, what else would you say when you're a high school girl and you're trying all this goofy stuff?
Yes, exactly.
And like when Sue was like, you just lay there. I'm like, well, I guess that's how you feel about sex in high school. I don't know.
Sure.
I didn't do it then, so I wouldn't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I get you. It's we're out of our depths talking about kids having sex.
We can't comprehend.
Like, I can't relate. I don't know what's happening.
Cool high schoolers? I don't know what that's all about. Maybe that's why this movie made me so uncomfortable.
I didn't even know they existed.
I thought it was just the thing of the movies, and now this Australian movie made it feel so real, and I'm like, oh, I'm very uncomfortable now.
I thought it was all weird science, but it turns out it's this.
Yeah. All right.
After the party, we go to school the next day, where Debbie finds out that she's been dumped.
Oh,
The girls have
yes.
to go tell
They
her
tell her
this.
though. This is
Yeah.
how like, and again, I don't know. Is this how it happened in high school, where it was like somebody else
Why do you
told
keep
you?
asking me these things?
I'm just.
Told you I don't have the
I don't
answers.
know.
I never
Right?
even got to be the one to tell someone they were dumped,
No, we need
let
nobody.
alone be the dumpee.
I guess that's the other thing. I don't even think the people that I hung out with dated. I guess that was part of the problem.
I think that really was. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the girls basically tell her, yeah, Bruce broke up with you.
Yeah.
And I guess this is then when they Debbie gets a bottle of tequila from her dad's liquor collection.
Yeah.
And I don't know what
these
Stu's
two go
got
to
a bottle of something too.
Yeah.
And they go underneath
they go to
like under some tunnel.
I
or
don't know.
something.
It's like a place that
Under
the
a
killer
bridge.
clown would
Yeah.
hang out and
Yes,
murder
yes.
children. Like
They're like
it's
under
a
a
real
bridge or
scary
something. Yeah.
tunnel that they go to, and they are into this bottle deep.
Well, it's funny because they first take a sip and they both immediately spit it out, and they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, this is awful! How does anybody drink it?" And Deb is like, "No, we got to do it. We'll just take smaller sips, and we're gonna do this." And sip by sip, they get hammered.
Oh
These
my God.
two.
Yeah.
This
And this
they-
is a difficult sort of situation to put yourself in, which is why, and I'm not saying, that I'm glad I didn't hang out with the cool kids in high school, but could you imagine you just got dumped by this guy, not by him, but by other girls saying that, and
Yeah.
what is your life now? Hanging out with him all the
yeah,
time.
you now have to
Like,
go back and
you're
yeah,
now just with this group.
yeah.
Like, you're going to see him soon making out with and potentially having sex in the back of the van with the horse girl. And you're going to just have to sit there and deal with this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so you get tequila drunk, which is a
Yeah, they
rough
sure did.
drunk. Well, so they
And
show
are
up
they at
to
a
now they're at
stranger's house?
I think so. I think
It's like these people have a pool and they're out of town?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. All right, that's
what
how I
think
read it,
happened.
but I was like, okay.
So they go to this pool party, and they show up with their bottles, stumbling and drinking. And the one surfer dude that looks different than the rest, and he's
Dark hair guy?
yes, the
You
dark
keep
haired
saying
guy.
the guy with the almond eyes. You don't know this guy? If you had to choose the surfer,
I
is this
am
guy
not.
your-
No,
okay,
no,
all right,
not at all.
okay.
Not at all. But
I don't know, Jamie. We've been doing this podcast for 11 years now. I know your husband. I have known you for a very long time. I still cannot get a read on what type of dude you're into. I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue.
a wolf. I'm into
The
wolves.
best I can do is that guy who was in Tarzan in New York. That's about it.
It did. It did. Well, and Jeff Goldblum. No,
Oh
I
yeah,
really
Jeff.
like Jeff
Okay,
Goldblum.
yes, okay. All right. So a nerd, but also a super hunk who hangs out with a monkey. And also, is this guy drinking milk?
No,
at this
he makes
party?
her drink milk.
But
He-
where
when
does he get milk from?
This was a weird thing that I have never heard. I've never heard. But when she arrives and she's drinking tequila, the dude says to her, like, "Oh, that's heavy stuff. You shouldn't be drinking it." And she's like, "Fuck you. You don't tell me what to do." And he's like, you should drink milk instead. And gives her a cup of milk. I don't know, because he says it'll help your stomach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he's
Another-
convinced she's not even sick yet, but he's convinced she's going to be. So, and again, I don't know this as a remedy for a hangover.
Another weird, just like dumb story out of my stupid life that I'll tell on this podcast.
Oh, we love it.
I was once at a Waffle House.
Okay.
Carla and I were there. This wasn't all that long ago, but it was long enough ago. My sister was dating this guy. And so the four of us are at this Waffle House. And we get coffee, normal thing. This guy opens one of the like little tiny creamers,
Yeah.
and he drinks just the creamer before drinking his coffee.
As if to prepare his mouth for the coffee.
No, to prepare his stomach for the acidity of the coffee. He told us this. And I was like, that's bananas. Like, that's
It
a
is
bizarre,
bananas,
It's
yeah.
a bizarre thing to do in front of people and then to say that. And part of me was like, is he doing this like just Is it a show?
Yeah,
Is
it's
he
part
trying
of
to be
being
smart?
cute.
Because he was
Yeah.
talking about the science of it all. I was like, do you do this in the privacy of your own home? Like, it was a weird moment. And I guess that's the only thing that connects it to this. But also, don't offer somebody milk at a party. Like, it seems
I
really
also don't
inappropriate
think,
and stupid.
again, maybe it's a thing the next day to recover from your hangover, your tequila hangover, you drink milk. But mixing, again, not a stupid story, but when I was in college, one of my big,
Not a stupid story like mine.
no,
You're going to tell a good one.
no,
No, just kidding.
one of my first, I think I maybe blacked out twice in college. Not fun, not proud of it. But one of the nights I did,
You got to
it was
do it
because
at least
you
twice.
got it, right? Luckily, I had loving friends that were around me and I was safe and I was okay.
We all did.
But I mixed Yoo-hoo and vodka
Fantastic.
because I love a Yoo-hoo.
It sounds like a great idea to me. I don't see the problem here at all.
It was one of those moments too where you were sitting at a table and we're drinking. I'm like, I thought at the time too, this is brilliant. I love Yoo-hoo, the vodka. But then when you stood up is when I was like, oh God, Yoo-hoo and vodka was.
Did you take it to
terrible
the airport
idea.
diner? Or was this at like somebody's house or something?
No, it
Like,
was at somebody's house.
you didn't take this
yeah.
out in public. Okay.
No,
All right.
no,
Okay.
no. And then I don't think I got much further than their house.
No.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
I think when we stood up to go out, I was.
Yeah. Milk and
Dunzos.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like white Russians, black Russians. No, thank you.
That is
vodka,
not good for the. That is
vodka
not
and
good
milk,
for the
that's
stomach.
horrible. No.
Yeah, it's not good for the stomach. And here he is giving her the milk to say this will help your stomach. Anyway, she's sassy with him, and I think she
Love
spits
it.
the stomach out, the stomach. She spits the
She throws
milk
it in
out.
his face.
Oh, okay.
She throws it in his face. It's good because he is pissed too. His friend, possibly the guy that just dumped her, has to hold this guy back from, I think, punching this girl.
Yeah,
in the face.
yeah. But and then soon, whose ever house this is,
Yeah, right.
they come home. Everyone's so close. This camera is
This
ridiculous.
All right.
Why does it have to get so close?
I don't know. Have no idea. And you don't seem to be doing anything.
No, I
different.
did nothing. I think it's maybe words that look. I was trying to focus me. Okay. Anyway, whoever house they broke into to use the pool is now home. But literally, they could see girls in bathing suits jumping over their fence.
They're
and
jumping
then
the
there's
fence. People are jumping out of the pool. It's awesome.
Two hammered girls are just sitting there, like
It's what
Deb
is
is just in a chair, like.
That's what I love because Sue, Deb isn't in the chair. Deb's standing. She's standing
is she?
against like a window. Like she's not
okay.
moving. But we have not seen Sue at all since they got to this party. And the camera pulls back to just show her sitting in a chair. Just
yeah.
totally out. It's great. And also, there's a quick clip to them going to Sue's house because her mom's pretty cool. And, they're sick. They're in the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Great. Then we cut to school and they're in the principal's office because of smoking on the bus.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was
no.
like,
well,
what a weird
no, it's
cut.
not. The principal is making an announcement to a bunch of the kids. The principal's doing like a speech, isn't
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes. But then he calls her into the office
he? Yes.
and asks her if she's going to have sex with Dan.
Well, there was a note being passed.
in
So
class.
first, we do go back
Sorry,
to the school.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
We're
my
back
notes aren't
after
great.
the party. We do get. I thought it was very sweet because again, Sue's mom doesn't have many lines. She doesn't have,
No.
but she's like literally like she doesn't seem mad at the girls. She's just kind of she's
Right.
got a cold compress on Sue. Deb's coming out of the bathroom clearly with some tummy troubles, and then we're back at the school where the principal's giving them a talk about no smoking on the bus.
Right. Yes.
And then we're in a classroom and another test is being given. And I think. And then
oh yeah.
Sue passes Deb a note asking, right?
Oh yes.
Asking if she should do it with so-and-so, I guess.
With Danny. Like I don't. Oh God. It's just like this one floppy-haired curly dude isn't into me. How about the other guy that looks just like him? Should I go for it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. But this note does not require a principal's office trip, in my mind, in my opinion.
The note, again, because of their terminology or their slang that they use, what does it say in it that she wants to a rooting machine? I don't want to just be a is it rooting machine?
Don't know exactly. Yes, I heard rooting machine. This movie's really tough because I don't know where you watched it. I could not put subtitles on. That was not an option. So I just had to kind of figure this out. But yeah, rooting machine is what I got, and I don't know what that is.
And the principal brings it up because he's in the note.
Yes,
and he was
exactly.
like, the principal gives her a talk about kind of doing the right thing and including, you know, you should get married and have children, and that's the life for you, and you shouldn't be hanging out with these dirty surfer boys. And
don't like that. You shouldn't tell that to anyone.
I know.
You should not tell that to a student at your school. I don't care if you're the principal or the superintendent. You should not be like, hey, you know what you should do? Settle down and get married. 16-year-old girl.
No, not the best advice. And like you said, he mentions about how he's going to hold on to the note and keep it to maybe give to her father someday. And
yeah,
someday
it's a graduation present.
And then another.
Go ahead.
Frida is a mole. A mole.
So
is that the term that they use for her?
Yep. If you do not have a boyfriend, you can either become a prude or a mole. I don't know what that means.
What does the mole mean?
And based on Frida, I don't think anyone should be a mole. Don't be a mole.
I don't want to be a mole.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
So are these are the same dudes that they are hanging out with and surfing with, right? Yeah. This is not just a random gang of street
These
toughs.
are the surfer dudes. Okay. No.
Yes, because it is the sex van.
It is the sex van.
And so these three guys, we appear to be watching this. There's something crazy about this because it's like the girls are watching them. Sue and Debbie are watching this across the street. And it's almost like we hear a voiceover of all of this. And we're watching this all from their point of view. But they're also still there when they dump her off on the street. Like, I don't know how much time has passed. Like, the whole thing seems so strange. But it is the saddest part of the movie.
Very sad.
Not
very
even
disturbing.
Close.
Yeah. Yeah, Frida is they take Frida
I have
in
a
the
lot
car.
of questions about this, but go ahead.
She says she was walking to pick up her brother.
Exactly.
Is that her brother with them? Is that the one who's fighting with them not to have sex with her?
No, because they're fake fighting. Because that's what I thought at first, but they get 3 goes with her. Oh. So that's not her brother. That's just the almond-eye guy.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, one of the guys is like, I don't think we should do this.
Right? That's how this starts. But it's all fake. Like, it's all fake. Because they're like, hey, let's have sex with, hey, you should have sex with us or whatever.
Oh, no, yeah. And then they they pretend to, so they're pretending to beat that one kid up.
Exactly. They're pretending to beat up the nice guy. And then she decides that she doesn't want the nice guy to be beat up.
That's even worse than what I thought.
Oh, it's horrible. Yes.
Yeah, so she says, don't beat him up. Fine, I'll have sex with him. In the car, she says something like, you know, I used to be, because maybe Frida used to be kind of a little more promiscuous.
Yep, exactly.
And then she's not anymore, because she says something like that. Like, I used to be something, but I'm not that way anymore.
I guess that's what a mole is?
Maybe.
I don't like this Australian terminology.
I didn't like it at all. It made me very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Anyway, and then
it was tough
like
to watch.
You said, then they see her again, and they're like, "Oh, they didn't even drop her off home."
Oh my God! Yeah, they apparently take turns with this girl, and then the van pulls up to where they picked her up to give her a ride to go to her brother, and they just dump her on the street and take off.
Oh, I didn't like it.
And here's a problem, because I want to root for the protagonist in this movie, and I will. Of course I will. One of these guys is Danny, one of these guys is Bruce. Like,
Are we
you're
sure about
watching
that?
this.
Because we don't really know
Well,
who
we
these
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
really tell them
Let's say the
apart.
most Australian racist thing. They all look alike down there, Jamie. Who knows who's who? No, but I think that's who these people are. I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know if the voiceover is her seeing this in real time or the voiceover is just her filling us in as the audience as to what could happen. I don't know. Like, it's really tough, but it's really difficult to watch Frida, and it's even more difficult at the end to then see Frida on the beach be like, "You go, girl," and I'm like, "Oh no, Frida! Oh no,
Yeah.
that's so
Yeah.
sad." Like, yeah, you're kind of taking me out of this and reminding me of really sad things that happen.
Yeah, I was
Not
really
that you're
sad.
cool and you can surf right now. Anyway, but this is, I kind of like this because it's a great, I guess, I guess it's with the story, not so much the filmmaking. The choice to go from the saddest scene ever to the funniest thing, which is teens and lifeguards fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a real, like, well, listen, folks, we know that was a bummer, but let's lighten the mood up a little bit here.
Right, right.
And the girl on her horse is just in the background during this entire fight. It's pretty funny.
Well, how does it starts because, well, how does it start?
It starts because one of the surfer guys apparently surfed outside of the surfing zone.
Oh, that's right.
And then the lifeguards were hassling him. Yes.
The lifeguards, which kind of look like
They're
dorks.
such
They look
dildos.
so
Like, it's
dorky.
awful. Yes.
Yeah, their little uniform is really goofy.
Their little uniform with their big red, like, swimming cap on.
Yeah.
Maybe don't
It's
do
the swim
that.
cap that is a bit distracting.
It really
This
is.
is
Yeah.
where Deb
It's not
starts
the
to
tiny
go like,
shorts, Jamie. That's
Yeah,
not
well,
distracting at all.
I mean, the shorts matched with the cap is just not. This is where Deb starts to wonder. She looks at the other girls before the fight breaks out, and she goes, "Hey, how come we don't surf?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Sure.
why is it just them?" But
Yeah. And I'm
yeah.
watching this movie and I'm like, shouldn't you have asked this question an hour ago in a movie that's about surfing, right? At this point, I'm still like, is this movie about surfing? Or did the poster lie to me? It lied to me.
It lied a little, a little. Anyway, there's a big fight, a sand fight, essentially, that happens between
It's
the
funny.
lifeguards.
It's
Even the girls
goofy.
get involved, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's just, yeah.
Yeah,
like
there's
a-
some girl who's topless that gets into this fight too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really an important figure in this is just the topless girl who gets sand thrown on her and starts wailing on dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's goofy. It's fun, I guess.
It is, like you said, it's
It
a nice
lightens
break
the
from
mood, yeah.
from the heavy that we just saw. Yeah.
Oh, also a great scene. I love this. She tells her mom that they're going to the movies, and her mom's like, "Look at what you're wearing. That's all. That looks like shit. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Go iron that." I love this.
This is exactly how I iron, by the way.
This is the greatest.
She just takes the iron and is like, all right.
I found it hilarious. She's wearing it, ironing
Yeah.
it while she's still wearing
Yeah.
it. I found that delightful.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I loved it. And also that her mom's like, well, if you're going to go see a movie,
yeah.
don't sit in the aisles, because I saw on the news that drug pushers just come by and they just inject you with whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such
great.
like a parent's thing
It
to
really
say.
is. Yeah, it really is. And you're just, and
It's
she's like,
awesome.
oh, mom.
Yeah.
But really now not only is there sex, but now there's drugs.
Oh.
Now they all are sitting at the beach.
Can I tell you this right now?
Tell me it right now.
I wrote that they're on the beach and they're probably having a conversation that you and I had in college. You ready? What should we do now? I don't know. Smoke another joint? I guarantee you we have had that conversation in college multiple times. And it's very, like, I understand that we had a horrific scene that we had to get through, and we had the whole, they're in the sex van, and I'm like, oh God, again, are we going to have to, they're just kind of sitting on the beach. Like, they're just kind of hanging out,
No, it's
smoking a joint.
yeah.
And
They just are all
kinda
getting stoned
yes.
together. Yeah, and they start to have their goofy conversations. She has a curfew. She gets home in time to her
It's
parents.
fun.
Yeah, she's all giggling, and the mom's like, "What do you smell like?" And she's like, "Oh, incense."
Incense.
And
He
then they're
burns
like,
incense in his
in the
van.
car,
Sure.
in the car. Mhm.
Why not? And I love how her dad's like, if you want some pizza, it's in the oven. I was like, man, stone pizza, awesome.
Oh, and then
Yes,
she goes
please.
inside and makes a whole stony snack. She starts giggling about the pizza, and she's like, "Pizza."
Yep,
And then they're like, "What is wrong with her?"
it's great.
And she goes, and I think she's got ice cream, pizza,
She pulls out
and
what
some
appear
kind
to
of
be dog
biscuits.
biscuits.
Biscuits, yeah. And she's just having she's having a good old time. Gary gives her a ring.
Gary gives her a ring. Sorry. Yeah, Gary. Wait, what was I calling this guy
Gary?
the whole time? Gary's the new guy.
Oh,
Gary's the other floppy
OD
haired guy.
We were
Yeah,
calling him
Gary's-
Danny.
Yeah, we were calling him Danny.
Well, he's
Bruce,
Gary.
Danny, Gary.
Gary.
I don't know. Maybe Danny's the guy with the almond eyes.
Maybe Danny is Sue's guy.
The blonde
guy with the
other
straighter
blonde guy.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary gives her a ring. I guess this is a friendship ring.
Yeah.
He had a hit last night, which she's a little concerned about.
Which they were all just getting high. So I Like
Yep.
You was like the hit of the week.
Oh.
Didn't we all just do that? But
And
no.
I don't
hits
do a
other
whole lot of
things.
research for this. I typed in hit Australian slang, drugs, early 80s. I could not find out what a hit was. Nothing at all.
I think it's cocaine that he's
I think it
doing.
is too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you've said,
That's stuff that Crocodile Dundee doesn't know anything about.
oh, that's right. That's right. That he'll steam your face with.
That's right.
The parents, they go on vacation, even though they live at the beach. They go on vacation. Excuse me.
Oh,
To a beach.
listen. Gotta let it go.
I just guess I do. I had chili for dinner, so.
It doesn't make sense. It should be coming out the other end, Jamie.
I'm trying to suppress that, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, this podcast is so classy. Okay.
So, Jamie, you said they went on a vacation, which the kids find boring. You know what's not boring? Is this multicolored knit sweater that she's wearing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a picture of a blue koala on it.
It's interesting.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. But they find a payphone because they're so bored, which I get.
Yes.
You remember going any place with your parents in high school. Sometimes it was like, oh, or actually, no, that's not true. For me, that's not true.
What are you
College.
doing? You're calling your friends? What are you
No,
talking about?
I didn't.
All right.
It's a lie. But I guess I could understand, not relate. But they call the boys to be like, hey, you should come down here.
Yeah.
Because
If I was in high school
Yeah.
and I had some boys to call, sure, I would.
sure, yeah, I guess that's and they come, and of course right away they look at the surf and they're like, oh, it's great surf, and they're like, Jesus, don't you guys think about anything else besides surfing? But there's an abandoned house there that they sneak into, and they leave the boys at this abandoned house and say, we'll sneak back out tonight and
Right.
come meet you,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but very briefly before that, this is where I wrote, I think this dude's doing coke and nobody else is into it.
Yeah, I said,
'Cause he-
Gary has coke.
Yeah, because he offers it to the girls and whatever guy he's with. Again, I don't know who Sue's with.
I think
Who is Sue with?
That might be Danny, and he's like,
All right.
he's was driving and was the one that lit the joint when they were all getting stoned together.
God,
but he
so
looks at
confusing.
when Gary says, "Hey, do you want some?" He looks at him and he's like, "No, dude, that's not
Yeah.
my style." Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Which
even
then
the
he
girl,
hands him
and
the joint, and I'm like, okay, so there's something else here.
yes, there is, and she even says to him, "I don't like it when you do
Yeah.
that stuff. It's not."
Right.
And he's like, "Why? It doesn't change who I am." He is, out of all the fellas she has been with, he is the nicest to her.
Yes.
Thus
It's a
far.
cautionary tale, Jamie.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You think the nice guy's the nice guy, but really he's got a serious drug problem.
Yeah, exactly. So they do sneak out,
Mm-hmm.
and This is again, the little sister wakes up and she's right. She bribes them like, I'm telling mom unless you give me 50 cents right
50
now.
cents?
Isn't that what she says?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like 50 cents in 81. That's still not a lot
I
of
guess
money.
that sounded good to her. And I like it. She tells her sister, Deb tells her sister, if you do it, I'll kick your teeth in,
Yep.
which is a good threat.
It's great. And wonderful choice by this actress and the people who made this movie. You're done. It's a wrap on Little Sister. You had some amazing lines. Out of here. Love it. You might be my favorite character in the whole movie.
I think she is. And now we have so they've set up this shack with candles and they claim they're watching some kind of TV program.
I think I might try this with Carla next time it's sexy time. And you let me know if this will work. When this guy goes, I threw a bunch of blankets on the ground. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cozy. That's sexy.
It's so great.
Yeah. And even how they have it, which again, I guess is like he goes in one room and takes off his clothes. She goes in another room to take off her clothes.
Yeah.
And then they're just meeting in the middle. But then the next, I guess, morning or a few hours later, they're kind of holding each other, cuddling. And he's like, I really do like you. And
very
she's
sweet.
Like, well, I really do like you too.
Yeah.
And you're like, finally, I'm thinking, all right, if he can shake this coke habit or whatever high habit he's got, things they might be looking up for Deb. You know, we might have a real promising relationship here. But then
but the moment you might be thinking that, he pulls the old, oh, I don't know where the condom is, but I was totally wearing
what was that?
Like,
what was that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, because she says,
I'm
going to go outside, I'll throw it away.
Yeah.
And now it's
He's
MIA.
like, oh, it's got to be here somewhere. I know I wore it and it was totally here.
Yeah.
What?
And now this movie shifts again.
Wow. Yes.
Now Deb might be pregnant.
This
and now she's super
pregnancy
stressed.
talk next to a gigantic slide, which looks super fun. I was so distracted by that slide through their entire talk. It's like a big twisty slide. Oh, it's awesome.
I wonder if it was like a sign of like her. She's feeling like she's tumbling down a slide of emotion, because now not only was she a moody teenager to begin with her family, but she's stressed because she keeps, I do love how she'll just sit on the toilet. She just goes to the toilet and sits and has these like, oh, until when she finally does, and she's like, yes. But she doesn't have it right now, and her family wants to go car shopping, and boy, does that put her in a mood. She's not happy about that. They go out to eat.
Wait.
What?
You're glossing over this car shopping situation, which is the most confusing thing in this movie. Like, if my family forced me to go buy a car with them and they're sitting there going, now listen, Doug, what color do you like blue? Do you like yellow? Do you like red? At some point I'd be like, are they buying this car for me? Is this my car? Like, is this like a surprise that it's my car? Because this was baffling. If Jocelyn was like, I am not going to buy a car with you, I'd be like, great. Fantastic. Stay home. I don't want you there. Nobody needs to go to a car dealership.
I love it. The mother says to her, don't ruin this for your father. It's a special moment for him.
It's hilarious.
Make it all about you. It's a
but
special
it does
thing
seem to be
for
a
this
big
family.
thing. You go buy a car, you go out to dinner. It's a whole day.
Yeah, and then they're out to dinner, but she sees some of the guys, some of the surfer boys come in the restaurant, and she's just not in the mood for it. She doesn't even know if she's pregnant or not yet. She goes in the bathroom. She's still not.
I don't know.
Now she feels like
it's been a while. Like, you're saying she doesn't know if she's pregnant or not. Well, she's like, I heard that somebody said if it's not 3 days, she's like, it's been 7 days at this point. And that was when they're under the slide. I don't know what day it is when they're going to buy a car.
I don't know, but so now she decides she's got to go find Gary. And the surfers, she goes to where the surfers are surfing, and they're like, no, we haven't seen Gary. He hasn't been surfing much.
Gary doesn't surf much these days.
He hasn't been out. And then she goes to his house, and Gary's mother's kind of oblivious.
Yeah.
Oh, P.S. We should know that Gary's father, we mentioned, is a dentist, because even her mom is very happy. Like Deb's mom is like, oh yeah, it's the boy she's seeing now. Is his father's a dentist, so it's a big upgrade from Bruce,
It's a
right?
huge upgrade from sex van to son
Yeah.
of dentist.
Right. But Gary's mother answers the door and says, "Oh yeah, he's upstairs studying." Meanwhile, Gary is strung out in his bed.
Gary has moved on to heroin by this point.
Yeah.
He's
smoking
sweating,
cigarettes in bed.
cigarettes.
Yeah, sweating.
It's horrible.
Yeah. The mom says studying. I don't know, but she says to him, like, I think I might be pregnant. And he doesn't really even have a response, or does he? Yeah.
No.
To which really she's like, all right. And I think she, on her way out, is like, you're a waste and I can't believe. And I'm so, and the
Gary's
mom's standing there
with like a tray of food.
Yeah. She's got the tea because they love tea, I guess, there. But then then she goes, we have a moment where she stands outside of a surf shop and stares at a surfboard for a little bit. And then she goes to the bathroom and she has her period.
Well, this is when her mom gives her a day in bed. Jamie, if my parents ever came to me in high school and was like, option. You just need a day in bed, I would take that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, she wakes up still feeling sick, probably because she's just worried sick.
Oh my God, of course.
Yeah.
But then she goes in the bathroom, she's had her period, and the day in the bed becomes the best day of her life.
Oh, yeah, becomes salon day. Yes. She's polishing her nails at home. She's having a great time, right?
Her mom's probably bringing her tea. Who knows what's happening?
But this is when
Sue comes over and she's like, Sue, guess what? I got my period. This is awesome. I'm not preggers with that weird drug addict's baby.
It is all good.
But now we like smash cut to a rainy party?
A rainy day. Well,
where
I don't know whose house we're
happening?
at. I don't know whose house we're at, but it's a rainy day, and the boys are all sitting around playing cards.
Oh, these
the
guys
girls
are
bake
terrible.
a cake.
Jamie,
Some of the
boys
girls
are the worst.
Yeah, they really are.
They're the worst.
They really are. They're dicks. They don't let the girls play cards. The girls make a cake for them.
Yeah.
And they literally all eat the cake with their hands.
No, thank you.
No.
For a cake? No, nothing?
And when the girls are like, hey, can we do something? Can we go to the movies or something? They're
it's not even the girls. It's just Debbie that says this.
It's Deb.
And the other weirdo girls who ride horses and have dreadlocks seem perfectly content to sit there and watch these guys play cards.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Deb, this is when Deb really starts to call things out. She says it. Don't you think of anything else besides surfing? There's more to life than just surfing.
Oh my God, this movie suddenly tries to get artsy where there's just like a shot of Deb inside yelling at them. Then they're outside, it's raining. Inside it's Deb. Outside it's raining. And it goes back and forth at least 6 times. It's crazy.
And then the lights, the emergency lights, right? Isn't this?
Oh yeah, then they're outside. They do. I guess she does drag them all out to go shopping. And then suddenly there's an ambulance. And I wrote, looks like Gary's OD'd. Oh,
yeah.
Not dead, I guess, because they just put an oxygen mask on him and
he looks out of it.
They toss him in the ambulance.
And I think it's who did you think? I think it's Danny who is then consoling the two girls.
Yep. Yeah, we don't hear anything they're saying. Yeah. We see them talking, but it's a very sad time. And that's it. Gary's total deadzos, man.
And now we have a bonfire for Gary on the beach. There's a big old bonfire. There's a send off of his surfboard with some sticks on it.
Jamie, I don't surf, but when I go, could you do this? Could you buy a surfboard?
Sure will.
Stick a little stick in it, and Carly can put a ring on it, and you can just push it out to the ocean.
She puts
a little bonfire. Yes,
she does. Before they send off the surfboard, she puts her little friendship ring or whatever on it, and
it's great.
And and then we have a little freeze frame, right? Isn't there a freeze frame moment?
There's a freeze frame not at the end of the movie, which is weird.
I know.
Because it's just a freeze frame of Sue and Deb on the beach as all this is happening. I do see in the background the horse girl and has a horse friend now, which is great.
Oh, yeah, I'm
glad that she's made friends.
Yep.
And the freeze frame gives way to Sue and Deb, who have now bought a surfboard with a big tiger on it.
Yeah, tiger surfboard.
And they decide to go surfing. And I found this great as they're walking down the beach, you just hear people going, "G'day, Gidget!" and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
We see Frida,
Oh yeah,
who we haven't seen since the
and
gang
they are
rape.
like, "Hi, Frida." They wanted
Yes!
Frida to know, like, we're cool now, Frida. We like you, and I think
Yes.
that's very sweet. And Frida's like, "Hi."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the surfer dudes are shocked by this.
They're pissed too. They're like, "What are you
yeah.
doing? Girls don't surf."
It's 1981. There's never been an Australian woman that has surfed. You just referred to her as Gidget. There were a series of movies in the 60s about a surfing woman, and you seem shocked by all of this.
They are not into it.
And they are
because
pissed.
they're dicks.
Yeah.
They're dicks.
Mhm.
And even the girls are like, "Yeah, what is she doing?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're mad
But then
too.
when she surfs, she's really good. She's a good
pretty
surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a couple shots of her surfing where it appears that some guy is just out there helping. Just some random dude, not associated with those guys at all. Just a random surfing guy there next to her helping her surf. I found
Well,
that
somebody
great.
should. Yeah.
Yes, but also she's winning everyone over
Mm-hmm.
because it's not just the girls, because the mean girls are like, yeah, and they're smiling and everything. But even the guys, they're like shaking their head like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Way to
yeah.
go. Way
And
to go, Debbie.
I really like that. I really
Yeah.
like that as an ending. I like that she just was like, that it was empowering and that she was like,
yeah.
yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to surf. Yeah. Yeah. So even though we had to get through some trauma and some difficult, uncomfortable life scenes here, real life scenes, I don't know. Well, and then the movie ends, right?
Yeah, the
She's
movie ends
having a
with a
blast
second
surfing.
freeze
Yeah.
frame of Debbie and Sue on the beach at like dusk after
Yeah.
they've done their whole surfing
Yes,
thing.
having
Yes.
a great, yeah.
Yeah,
And I have to say, not at all the movie I expected.
sure.
Much more serious. Like I said, I wondered part of the way if I'm like, should we have watched the dingo one? I think I would have been less like traumatized by it.
Yeah, yeah. Do we want to laugh at a real life tragedy or
Yeah.
something that's just made up, but is
Right.
also horrific?
But yeah, there was a lot of this that felt a little heavier than I think I was anticipating. But I really liked it. Like I thought it was pretty good, and I liked the ending. I liked that it was a story, like a high school story like this, told from a female perspective. Like you said, I bet the book is really good. I was a little bit concerned about you. I'm like, oh my God, poor Doug, and must be thinking about his own daughters and the fact that thank goodness he didn't raise them in Australia by the beach.
I can't think of a worse thing than raising any kids by a beach. I don't think the outcomes are very good.
Danger, yeah. What'd you think?
I agree with you. I don't think I'm as thrilled with this. I did find that like I said earlier, I think the movie's trying to do too much. It's trying to say too many things. I feel like the whole drug thing, but I enjoyed it. What I would say to people is, first of all, of course we spoiled the movie. You should know what you're in for if you're listening to this by now.
Yeah.
But if this sounded interesting to you, yeah, you should watch this movie. Like I really do think it's something that, and I think it's, I watch a ton of foreign movies. So of course I have seen things that most other people probably didn't. But I feel like it's so refreshing sometimes to just be like, because I couldn't, as I was watching, I was like, what is a movie from the similar time period in the States that feels this way? And the best I could come up with was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, because it has some serious moments about teenage sex and potential pregnancy and blah, blah, blah. But it's also goofy as fucking shit. And it's just like, it makes a joke out of everything. And this doesn't. This has some moments that are funny, but this is to be taken seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it never lets
It's a cautionary tale.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I did enjoy it, even with its flaws, honestly.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you about the flaws too, and about it almost like taking on too much. And I think I maybe would have I think I would have enjoyed it more if it was a little lighter. My recommendation is actually
go ahead.
what I think is the lighter version. It's actually a recommendation you gave a couple of years ago, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, the Derby Girls, that show about the Irish girls there.
Dairy Girls.
Dairy Girls, Derby,
Yeah.
Dairy, whatever. Oh, I did write. I did write. I just can't read my writing. But the Derby Girls. Derby. Oh, Derby. Oh, it's Irish.
That's why you were talking with a Scottish accent. You were close enough.
But I felt like that they have a funnier, goofier, way of representing,
But also it's real. Also
yes,
it feels
exactly.
real.
Very real. Yes.
And the other thing about that I love is the music they use for that show.
Oh, it's
that
so
is
great.
Straight up like 94, 95 music.
Is
and I am
very nostalgic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a recommendation, and
it
is the name sounds way sillier than it is. Kind of. It is a movie called Baby Assassins.
Oh, is this a cartoon?
No, it's not. Well, no, it's not. It's a movie from 2021. It's about two teenage girls in Japan that are contract killers. That's their job. They've graduated high school. I don't know if they're late teens or early 20s. And I heard good things about this movie, and I watched it, and I was like, it was fine. And then there was a second one in 2023, and I watched it, and it was so much better. And then there was a TV show in 2024. I watched the whole thing. It was great. And then there's a third movie in 2024 that is amazing.
So it's a whole thing.
I hope they keep making it, because there are a series of movies that I do not like, which are John Wick movies. I think it's the whole, well, I don't want to critique him as an actor, but Keanu Reeves, you know how people say things like with Frank Sinatra to a certain extent, where they're like, well, don't like the artist, but I love the art. Like, Keanu Reeves is the opposite. Like, I like him. He's in interviews, he seems like an amazing person. I don't like anything he does. And this is about a couple of teenage girls who just ruthlessly murder people, and it is a delight. You're
delighted by
very fun.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my recommendation.
That's a good one.
And now oh my God, what's happening? Is somebody breaking in?
Did you hear that?
Does he have a surfboard?
Too?
Run, Jamie, run!
It's Bruce. Not Bruce.
It's Bruce. He parked his sex right outside. All right, so now Jamie is your decision-making time. Because
you told me I didn't have to know. But I
said you don't have to tell me now. I meant now as in when I texted you.
When you texted me. Okay, no, I have a decision.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah.
So next up is our Christmas Eve episode. So every single Christmas Eve, we put out up to this point, we put out an animated special. Doesn't need to be the case this time. Because I said we'd also branch out, and it could be, we could do animated stuff for Halloween. We could do live action stuff for Christmas. Doesn't matter. And the complication of tying ourselves to some Australian made piece of art made this a little bit difficult. So I sent you 3 options, Jamie.
But wait,
do you have a
third
choice?
Options. I have a question about the third option. Maybe you want to cut this part out. Is The Simpsons in 80s?
It's 89.
Oh, so it does make the cut.
Yeah, it came out in December of
then
89.
I think I was on the fence, because I do like the idea of staying with the whole Australian theme. So do Bush Christmas, right? Yeah. But then I thought, yeah, but how fun is The Simpsons Christmas? And what a great way to kind of end this year with The Simpsons Christmas.
It's totally up to you. I really don't care. It doesn't matter. But if you're into it, we should do it.
I think you would love The Simpsons Christmas. Right? Wouldn't you love it?
I always love a Simpsons.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
What you want to do? I'm trying to read your mind a little bit.
No, don't read mine. I gave these. I wanted you to choose. Do you want to do you want to stay in Australia and do a thing?
I don't.
That looked like Little House on the Prairie, but about horses?
No,
okay.
I don't.
All right. Okay. So we will be doing the very first episode of the Simpsons television show. I don't know the title of it, but it's the first episode of The Simpsons from December of 1989, and that will be our Christmas episode for everyone.
Love it.
So that'll be in less than 1 week.
We're coming at you with it.
Oh, so thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for telling all of your Australian friends about the show. So hopefully they check it out and recommend it to their Australian friends who may or may not be pregnant right now. Check on your friends. Make sure they're okay. We will talk to you again in less than a week. Until then, everyone have a great less than a week.
Goodbye. That's a terrible Australian accent.
Nope.